What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. So, family, I want to talk a little bit about Karmelo Anthony, not the basketball player Karmelo Anthony. Karmelo Anthony, the young brother that is 17 years old, remaining in police custody on a $1 million bond. And as you know, he is charged with murder for stabbing Austin Metcalf at a track meet. Okay. And I just kind of want to talk about this because this has led to further discussion. And this further discussion deals with Jason Whitlock and Nick Fuentes. Now, Nick Fuentes is a white supremacist. And Nick Fuentes has said that their situation is just a microcosm of a bigger issue. Basically, blacks are dangerous and you cannot trust them. And white people don't want to live anywhere around them.
And I will tell you this as plainly as possible. I don't want to live around black people. I just don't. It would be irresponsible if I had a wife and kids to live near black people. It just would be. And that's not to say that every black person is violent. It's not to say that every black person is the same way. But we watch the news. We read the papers. When you drive downtown in Chicago, you know who you got to look out for and worry about when you're thinking about whether you're going to get carjacked, when you're worried about catching a stray bullet, when you're worried about who's going to pull up on the side of the road and literally shove a rifle in your face and steal your iPhone or shoot you point blank, execution style in Lincoln Park. We know who's doing it. I don't want to live near them. I don't want to be near them. They make me nervous. That's a survival instinct. And the way this story unfolded, it's sort of interesting. Apparently, this white student, this Austin Metcalf, confronted a friend of the killer, presumably black also, and said something like, hey, you're sitting in the wrong spot. You're in my spot, something like this. And that's when the black guy jumped in and stabbed him to death. Unfortunately, we just don't know. When you're on the subway, when you're driving in your car, when you're in the city streets, you don't know whether the black person in proximity to you is one of the good ones or one of the ones who is going to summon an unbelievable, I mean, literally, for people like us, an unthinkable level of spontaneous brutality, senseless and merciless violence in an instant. We don't know. There's ambiguity. You're sitting on a subway. You look across. You see someone acting strange or aggressive. Is this someone who is going to pull out a knife and in 2 seconds slit my throat and kill me? Or is this just someone who's having a bad day? We don't know. I'm not willing to risk my life to find out. It's not worth it to me. I'm not willing to put myself in a position to find out.
Now, Jason Whitlock, who works for Blaze, he's also a black conservative, came out and called Nick Fuentes demonic. This is interesting because typically Jason Whitlock is one of those guys that usually agrees 100% with white supremacists, but he's now trying to say, hey, this as a Christian man, we need to come out and not just denigrate all black people, but this is a society problem. I don't know why the hell he said that, but that was his defense. And when Nick Fuentes heard, and this is basically what he said here.
Ties it all together is we've never tried the proper solution. We've never, rather than give in to bigotry, rather than to give in to skin color bias, we've never legitimately fought back against a culture that has been installed by Hollywood, the music industry, the idols set up in the culture. We've never said, hey, men, black, white, those of you that believe in Jesus Christ, let's come together under that umbrella. Let's come together under Christian culture and obedience to Jesus Christ. We've never tried that as the solution.
Now, why he said that, I don't know, because Nick Fuentes was definitely on his ass, and he gave him his call.
And by the way, you are a token. Hey, Jason, you're a token. You are in conservative media as a black guy that can confer upon white people the dignity of not being called a racist for having their views. That's why you get paid. And that's why I don't, because I didn't have the privilege of being born black. I was born white, so there's a limit on what I can say. There's a limit on what I can say without being penalized in the so-called free marketplace of ideas. And everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows. And everybody's sick of it, especially in the conservative space, that blacks have had it easy. It is, and I don't doubt that he's a sincere person. I'm sure he's a sincere person. I'm sure he's genuine. But you are playing by a different set of rules, pal. You have training wheels on. You think you've earned it? Everything you have. Take a look around at your studio, your contract, your employees. If you said the stuff that you said as a white person, your ass would be gone. And everybody knows that. You're on Blaze hosting E. Michael Jones talking about the Jews. It's a good thing you're black, because if you weren't, you would have been fired like Elijah Schaffer. You would have been fired like every other white person. Everybody knows that. Take a good look at everything around you, because you did not compete to get that. You got it because people feel sorry. People don't want to be called racist. They feel sorry. They need a black person to give them credibility. And if you can't see that, then you're just as ignorant as BLM. If you can't see that, if you can't be honest with yourself about that, you're just as ignorant as the marchers. As a matter of fact, you are as ignorant as the marchers. Just another ignorant crybaby. And you know what? I have no hatred. I really don't. I'm a little bit frustrated with the fact that people are going to challenge my credibility based on what I say, knowing what I've sacrificed, what has happened to me, what has happened to my family. And I'm not trying to play the world's smallest violin, but my sacrifice has been considerable. I have had a considerably more difficult go than almost anybody, because I was willing to tell the truth before it's fashionable about Israel, about race, about globalization, about a wide variety of subjects. Ever since I was 18 years old, I have been censored. I have been financially blacklisted, had to endure financial hardship. I've been targeted. My family's been targeted. So for somebody to come and challenge my credibility, or whether I'm being honest, it's totally outrageous. I have no hatred in my heart for people. I have no hatred in my heart for anybody, for that matter, and not for a group based on their race. And I have friends from all different races. It's not hatred. You know, we can't play that card all the time and racism every single time. With that being said, and it's important to clarify that, because you don't want to be typecast as the angry white man that's trying to gin up. I'm not trying to gin up racial resentment. I'm really not. I'm trying to tell you how white people feel. And I'm trying to tell you the truth. And here's the truth of the matter. White people are just done. We're done with the excuses. We're done with the white guilt. We are done with crybaby, ethnic narcissist black people that cannot handle an adult conversation about race. We're done. We pay up the ass in property taxes not to live near these people. We work hard. We pay our taxes. We go to work. We work our fingers to the bone to create a good quality of life for ourselves and for our families. And it has been ceaselessly sabotaged for decades by these animals. And by that, I don't mean every black person. I mean these predators. I mean these opportunists. I mean these adolescents. Where are the parents? Where's the community now? Where are they? I'm talking about these young adolescent men, black men, that film themselves running over a physics professor on his bike in New Mexico, laughing, and kill him. I'm talking about the young black men that break into 20 businesses in Downers Grove overnight and loot the cash registers. I'm talking about the teen takeovers, the gangbangers. We don't want to live near this stuff anymore. And we all know what's going on. We all know who's doing it. We all know what it is. And we're sick and tired of black people not being able to be honest about it, not being able to take any responsibility. It's always someone else's fault. It's always some white person's fault. It's racism, it's poverty, it's the culture, it's the New Deal, the Great Society, it's Lyndon Johnson, it's the Democrats. You know what? No, I think it's you. I think it's just you.
Now, Nick Fuentes there has said something that we all know that is true. And we're going to be honest. How do we know it's true? Because we do know that Jason Whitlock benefits from being black, saying these things that whites can't say. And that's most black conservatives, the black conservative perspective. Any of these black guys that have millions and millions of followers, you put them anywhere else in YouTube and those guys don't have an audience, okay? They don't have an audience. And the reason why they don't have an audience is because if white folk could say what they want to say without fear of retribution, it'd be okay. But a black person can get around here and say that stuff and it's okay. Now, Jason Whitlock, now what you're trying to do is stick up a little bit for the blacks and saying that, hey, I understand how you feel, but wait a minute, Christians need to come together. No. They don't want nothing to do with you either, Jason Whitlock. That's what you don't understand. They don't respect you. And this is what people got to understand. When you talk down on your people, when you talk down on your community, even if you are spitting what they call so-called facts, they gonna put your ass in your place too. Oh, yes, they are. They're going to put you in your place. I don't know why you thought you was important. I don't know why you thought you was somebody to be dealt with. No, they're going to deal with you too, okay? And then when they start dealing with you, then all of a sudden you get mad. Now they're calling you a token person. They don't want to live around your ass either. They don't want to live around you. Why you think you special, bro? You are not special at all. You ain't special. You ain't never been special. It's never going to happen that you special. And that's exactly what this is all about. Wake up call installed part 3. And you know it's bad when a white supremacist is telling you that you a token. Because they said, listen, you get the benefit because you black by saying everything that you say. But as a white person, I can't say it because I'm ruined. I'm the platform. But see, you didn't have to work for anything that you got. Are we talking about DEI in the conservative space? Because yes, black conservatives don't even have to have talent and make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. It's only one person I think is a black conservative that is anywhere near talented, and that is Candace Owens. The rest of them, like the big black conservatives, no, they don't do nothing. And so now here you are thinking that you somebody special. They didn't put your ass in your place. So guys, we think it's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again. The episode of The Celebrity Drunk. Producer for all of you. Do subscribe to the bell. We're out.